Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show currently recording in the Nook of Doom. I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And we are back after a long gap. It's been a month or almost a month of the day since we got to record the last time, and a lot of that is just because we've been so fucking busy. And then a lot of it is this wonderful thing called Con Crud. But a couple days after we recorded the last show, we did the Jim and Dan's show out in Dayton at the right past Student Union. Yep. Sorry, I'm a little tongue tied. It's been a stressful week, which I'll slightly talk about, but not a lot.
This is probably going to be a longer show. Just
probably, a little bit. Because we have a lot to cover.
It's going to be a longer show.
There's going to be some ranting happening here, but Jim and Dan's was a great show. I'm trying to fucking remember,
shit, it's been a month.
It has been a month. No, it was a good show. We did really well. Mm-hmm. We tried, kind of a new sort of table setup. We didn't have Watson with us this time because we just honestly didn't have the time to put into it. I know he's been very busy too. So
I was going to say he's been hitting up the fucking comments.
Oh god, yeah, he's been all over the place. There ain't a place on Facebook I ain't seen Mike Watson's face lately. So
well, I just added Adam Field, so now I'm getting live videos from him too. And I was like, Adam, don't you do it? Don't you be that?
Don't Mike you be Watson. Mike Watson?
Don't you Mike Watson my feed with your live shit? God damn it!
Your lies.
Damn it! Sons of
Speaking
bitches.
of that, I want to mention quickly, Gem City just happened, which we didn't actually get to go to for a myriad of stupid fucking reasons, for me at least. And then yours, you really didn't care. But
just because I didn't want to go traverse the snow.
Yeah, I don't even know if it actually snowed.
Was it this past weekend?
Yeah.
No, it did not snow in Dayton.
Yeah, they faked us out on that because I thought the weather was going to be shitty, so I just canceled my plans.
It snowed in Indy like a fuck, though.
But I just want to quickly throw this out there that Adam had a sketch cover stolen.
Yeah.
From his booth at Gym City, which you guys that are artists and friends with artists and have had sketch covers know that that's a lot of time and effort, and something that commands a good price. And it really shouldn't fucking be.
This is not making me laugh.
No, he's not laughing at that. He's laughing at something else. I know exactly what you're laughing at. You can go fuck yourself. Let me finish this, and then you can make fun of me in a minute.
I'm not making fun of you. It's just...
So anyway, yeah, if anybody knows, I know this is fucked up, and it's bad, but if you know who did this, or if you have any idea...
I'm gonna come kick him in the fucking dick.
I won't say that shit, they won't tell anybody. But contact Adam on Facebook if you know anything about it.
So I can come kick him in the fucking dick.
He's got posts out about it. If you see the post, share it, and just try to help out, because artists depend on shit like that for their livelihood. These guys are artists. Mm-hmm. They, just like, we go to work every day, that's going to work every day for them, and as insulted as artists constantly get anyway.
Yeah.
About it's just drawing something. Why don't you just draw it for free? Well, motherfucker, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah. Why don't you just do what you do for free?
Exactly. Why don't you just go fucking, mow lawns for free, you fat sloppy bitch? But,
maybe they wouldn't be fat sloppy bitches if they did.
Don't sit there and criticize other people. I don't come out there and throw rocks at you while you're fucking mowing, so shut up. But now I might
with a slingshot.
But he was at the Jim and Dan show.
Yeah,
and we ended up getting another issue of Prowl from him.
Yeah,
do we have all 4 now?
I might. Yeah, I might. And he had the app.
Yes, that is fucking amazing. So, God, I really wish I could remember the name of the studio, but he did some work on a zombie comic with a studio that does these sort of app things. And now, there's a thing where, basically, if you download this Prowl app that he has, which is a free app, you can go on the App Store and find it. Just search for Prowl or Adam Fields. Mm-hmm. And you have the Prowl comic if you...
Or he said some of the prints,
Or some of the prints, too. If you, kind of move your phone over top... There's a 3D image of the werewolf that happens, and it's
claws and
howls at you and shit like that.
Yeah,
and there's one with a zombie book too, I think too.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fucking amazing. I was like, oh my god, the future.
Yeah, it's also pretty fucking expensive.
Does this work on porn?
God knows everybody has tried to make porn 3D more so than it already is. I'm like, what do you just literally... I want to feel like the spunk is just hitting it. So just go to a porn shoot then.
Right, or, have sex with a person.
Yeah, it's probably cheaper. Possibly.
We got to see Aaron and Sarah.
Yeah.
From they had a decent show from what I remember. Sarah didn't cosplay or anything this time. I think she was just taking a little break to gear up for Lexington and Gem City.
And she just didn't give a fuck.
And yeah, the fucks were pretty on the low end. Yeah. And they've been
she was so much happier.
Yeah, they've been through a lot lately too with Aaron's dad passing away, which we, of course, we've already talked to him in person, but our heart goes out to him. I met the man a few times, and he was a hell of a guy. But it was a fun show. I had a good time. I was tired. I was really fucking tired. And we had to go to work that night too, which is a bitch.
Oh, that's.
I didn't work the night before, so I'm like, well, I could sleep. No, that's not how my body works. But I slept a little, but it wasn't enough. So yeah, I was dragging some hard ass that night.
Yep.
But it didn't really matter ultimately because
it's a pretty relaxed show. It's not like one of those ones you kind of have to, get crazy for.
But I don't have that problem anymore.
Nope.
Because I say it's been an eventful couple of weeks because it really has been an eventful couple of weeks. So.
Well, hold on. I got to tell the story of why I was laughing.
Okay, so yeah, here's the one story of the day from Jim and Dan's that Dave needs to tell.
Okay. Well, there was a lot of interesting things. We'll say interesting things that happened at Jim and Dan's. But one of the ones that was interesting was you had done a sketch cover.
Yeah. The Thanos sketch cover, which is actually what.
Well, yeah.
His is better than mine.
Well, yours is good too. I like it.
So much better.
It was there, and we get some people when we do the game or sell stuff that come up and are just like, I don't know.
Really insulting.
Well, not even that. They're just those people that are like, why would you go to one of these shows and then be like that super persnickety fucking person and shit? Like, well, the game's $1. I don't know. Is it worth it? Or like
that lady at the Jim and Dan's and the fucking hair.
Yeah,
that's a ripoff. How? It's $1 and you get something. Like you're guaranteed to win.
Or like, you just get the people where their kids want to do it and they're like the parents give the stink face and stuff like
fuck
that.
You sneaky bitch.
Okay, cool. Well, how do you keep your kid from fucking screaming their head off because you got them something for $1? Like, or it's just. Well, anyways, you had how much was that you
like
had?
$15.
Yeah, $15 for a sketch cover, which is actually on the lower end for usually like sketch covers and stuff like that. And this kid had come up, and he had already annoyed the shit out of me because this is like the third or fourth time he has like showed up to the table that day. But he literally comes to every show. And he does that thing where he just lurches over the whole fucking table. And I was like, dude, it's the same shit for the most part. Some of it changes, but it's still the same concept, same stuff. Since the last 3 fucking times you've went around the Student Union Center in all of 10 minutes.
Nothing has changed in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. And he's just looking at it. And then
shit off the pot.
He sees the fucking sketch cover and was like, kind of like, pretty much almost like Mean Girl Valley Girls, like, oh my god, like, really? It basically just starts fucking sneering at the thought of, like, that it's $15. Like, I can't believe that and shit like that. I was like, oh. And I know you don't like this kid already because he's done this shit at, like, other events. So I was like, I immediately was like, yep, well, some people pay that. Go away now. Bye-bye. Kind of like, fuck off. And then you come back to the table about 5 or 10 minutes later, and I was like, ooh, buddy. Like, I have a story for you. And I tell you about how this kid, literally, like, I'm sorry, when did you become the fucking, like, comic aficionado of sketch covers? Like, that's not worth $15. Oh my god. And I'm like, why don't you just go chew on some peanut butter, alright? Like, fuck off. Like, listen here, kid. You smell like you haven't bathed in, like, forever.
Well, that's a common thing.
Forever. So I'm like, first off, I don't want you at my table. Like, but second off,
this is just karmic payback for me.
But, like, I was just like, really? What the fuck was the point of that? I was like, hey, why don't you, like, actually buy something at my table and then you can criticize shit.
You pay $1, you can say whatever you want. Really
roll some fucking dice or go suck dick in the back. I don't give a fuck. But, like, fuck off, you're bothering me. I'm about to punch you in the face. Like, hey, Jim, I'm not going to be here next week because I just punched that kid the fuck out. Like,
meanwhile, I also think he was stealing from people.
No, it wasn't him. That was the other
No,
one.
I think he does too.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if he might have been the one to fucking shake a fucking comic from fucking Adam.
Yeah, that guy'd steal shit from tables too.
Yeah.
It's karmic payback for me. I'm serious because like there's a couple of creators, and I obviously will not ever name names on this one, but there are a couple of creators that are at many shows that we do, and every time I go past their table, I'm like, people pay for this. Like, oh my god! And
okay. Here's my thought on that though. But a sketch cover is different because, like, even if the art is kind of questionable, it's still a comic on the inside, not done by the person who did the sketch cover. It is done by the actual Marvel people. Right. So it's like, okay, your cover might not be this level of fucking, superior comic art that you're used to, but the inside is. Whereas, like, some of these people's comics, where I love them, I love they're trying, God love them.
God bless you.
But shit, some of these things suck donkey dick. Like, I can't help it. Where it's like, and sometimes it makes me sad because there are concepts or stories
or just like, they're nice.
Yeah, like, there's that. But I mean, for me, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, there are things about their book that I'm like, that's fucking awesome, and then it gets put in my hand. And I open it up.
And it looks like clip art.
And my soul just gets fucking, like, sucker punched. And I'm like, oh, God, why can't it be better? Why can't it be better?
Yeah, and this is why, we've said this many times, why we don't review everything we get sent.
No.
Because I've gotten the same submission a couple of times now.
Yeah.
And I will never review this book. Because
like, just can't do it. Just can't.
It looks like a middle schooler drew it, and I can't do it.
I've not ever seen this book, but I already know that he's described it to me, and I was like, nope.
I'm not even going to show it to you because there's no point. I know you well enough to know you're going to be like, what the fuck is that shit?
Like,
I want to talk about it.
What the fuck no. So... but
there's my karmic payback.
Yeah, that shit was kind of fucking hilarious because I was just like, the fucking audacity. Your members only jacket. Fuck you. Like,
and your bottom jaw that sticks out considerably further than the top. Like, whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't care. I'm not bitter about it.
But other than that, it was fun. We got put next to the announcer guy.
Yeah, he's cool. He's nice.
Which, you know what? Kudos to him. He actually had a rockin' fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, it was a great soundtrack.
That soundtrack was good.
Yeah, that was the best one so far.
Wasn't the Lucha Band?
Yeah. Oh my god! If I never see those motherfuckers, I get it to be too soon.
The Lucha Band people.
No, Stebbins guy, he was there. I saw him. Nice fella, but I'm glad that show's dead. And okay, that sounds terrible. Like this is no knock against him whatsoever. He is a nice guy. He worked hard for those people.
I don't understand why a school would let you do that and then continually try to butt fuck you while you're doing it. Like, that makes no sense. Like, oh yeah, sure, you can do it. We hate that you're doing it, and we want nothing to do with it.
But yeah, we'll take that money.
We'll take that money. Oh, and every corner we're gonna literally fuck you on it. And I'm like, why?
It was an uphill battle, and I felt bad for the guy, especially considering all the health problems and stuff he's got.
Yeah,
he's a good guy. But that was a good show altogether, and I was very tired that night at work.
I went home and slept.
I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on this, but I am going to rant a little bit about my work crap that's going on.
Okay, go for it.
Just because it's just such a fucked up situation. The whole thing's just been fucked up. So about 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago, and not very long, trust me. So you guys know I work for a major hospitality brand through what we call an outsourced call center, which is, those of you who've done customer service know before, it's basically a company that larger companies contract in order to do their phone work. So the client decided that they would be better served having my job, or at least my shift's job, because I'm a third shift person. There's probably about 20 of us, and just here in Florida and Colorado, there were a lot more.
Yeah.
There were as many as 400 is what I was told.
Yeah.
So they decided that it would be much more served, better for the company and the customers, in their opinion, for all those jobs to be done by people in Manila. Now,
because God knows I love what I call customer service, and I get sent to somebody who does not know how to fucking say my name, let alone the problem that I'm fucking having. Hi, my name is Steve. Motherfucker, your name is not Steve. That's the name they told you to say.
Your name is Rajneesh.
Yeah. Your name is not from this fucking country. God damn it.
And here's the thing: this is going to make me sound like a dick in some respects, and I'm not. I
have met very few people that actually because they just don't give a fuck.
No, the bad thing, anybody that says I'm not racist is probably racist, but I'm trying to say it's not about that whatsoever. I have respect for people in all countries. We have listeners in 16 fucking countries. I respect people in other countries.
It's the fact that you're getting fucked out of a job for it.
You just took my job. It's like South Park. You took our gerbs. Fucking they did. God,
exactly like that too.
Jesus Christ, Trump! Trump is completely useless for anything, but this is the one thing I was kind of fucking counting on. Maybe you would help out with, you fucking jingoist son of a bitch.
Nope.
So anyway,
the one thing you counted on him for, and he can't do.
I was lucky enough to get a little heads up on this because I'm friends with my boss, and he got told before the rest of us did. But
which I bet they regret now.
The next night. Yeah, and the fucked up part is the burden of that knowledge, because I had to go to work that night, because he texted us right before work.
Yeah. By the way.
But anyway, I had to go to work that night, and I literally was I don't know if you're familiar with the term stress shits, but I literally had stress shits. I was so fucking stressed. I had to keep looking into the eyes of motherfuckers, and I'm looking across the bay, and one girl's like, I just bought a brand new car today. Fuck. Yeah, I just got a new apartment. Fuck. And I can't say shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm not supposed to know. So the next night, they were going to tell us 3 days later. But my boss was like, no, fuck you. Tell them now. There's no reason to wait. So they drag us all into this meeting, and I already know what's going on.
Yeah.
But no one else does, really.
Oh, what's this?
I want to preface this also by saying that my boss, who's fucking amazing, and who's about the only person in that place that you could really trust, he had interviewed for a higher job, and they pulled him in the office under the pretext of talking about that interview to tell him the shift is gone and we're taking your job away. We're demoting you.
Yeah.
Even though they tried to be well, it's based on metrics. Okay, if it's based on metrics, then he has had the top 3 teams in the center for the last 6 months.
Yep.
So what metrics are we basing this on? The fact that you don't like him?
Yeah.
There's your metrics.
The social metrics.
So, anyway, they pull all these people, 20 people, into this little office they call the giraffe room, because it's got a fucking table painted like a giraffe.
Is this supposed to stop the anger? Look at the giraffe, kids. Look at the giraffe.
And I'm sitting there, and of course the beach is sitting next to me because we work together.
Yeah.
And she's sitting next to me, and we're both looking at each other like this is going to be a shit show. And they bring
I was hoping somebody was getting knocked out.
They bring these 3 muckety-muck motherfuckers in there. So one of them was they call it OM, which is an operations manager. So that would be 3 levels above me.
Yeah.
So she was there. I'm not going to name whatever, it matters. But
yeah.
And then this guy who is the guy who basically works directly with the clients. Mm-hmm. Who is more concerned about bagging guys on Tinder or Grindr and fucking wearing tight shirts in his comb over.
Yeah.
And this guy who is his job, but facing towards us instead of the client.
Yeah.
So he deals with the people shit, and that guy does with the other shit. And that guy I barely knew.
Yeah.
But he, from all accounts, is normally a pretty decent guy.
Yep. So
we're all sitting in there, and everybody's just having little chitty chat conversations and stuff, and they're thinking they're like, oh, it's just a regular meeting.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, so the client, they're shipping everything to Manila for our shift in 2.5 weeks. There's not going to be a third shift anymore. and the room just sucker punched.
Yep.
Like, you could just collectively hear, like...
walnuts cracking.
Yeah, just fucking like coal being ground to diamonds in people's ass cracks. Because most of us do that shift because we have no other choice.
Yeah.
Especially a couple people. So this happened, like, our boss was supposed to be in there. He went to go take a whiz before the meeting started, and by the time he came back, they had already announced it. So he wasn't even there. Like, our direct supervisor, she was there. And
they probably did that on purpose too.
Yeah, she had gotten the heads up the day before and had a freak out about it too. But so they let the news out, and then they just handle it in the worst possible way.
Yeah.
They're very like, let's just rip that fucking Band-Aid off, and then any question you ask, let's be incredibly defensive and shitty. So they decide to make the statement that, like, people were like, 3 weeks is, like, less than 3 weeks is not very much fucking notice. And they're like, well, we've known it was going in this direction for about 18 months now. I've worked there for 15 months.
Yeah. Like, why
I got hired specifically for this shift.
Yeah.
So basically everything that you hired me for and everything that's been said between now and then has been just all lies.
Bullshit.
All complete and total. And that's ridiculous. Like... Yeah. Even if I had known for 18 months, if I was in that position, I wouldn't fucking tell them that. I'd be like, no, I didn't. I just found out when you did.
Yeah.
Like,
you didn't know this? Like,
my God, why would you tell everybody that?
I'd be like, I would have been the person that would have just raised my hand. I would have been like, hey, you guys do realize, like, the door's on the other side of all of us, and you're there, right?
Yeah. Well, no, they positioned themselves by the door. Like,
I'd have got up and been like, hold on, I have to go pee, and then just closed the door. Like,
they're like... Well, and they start. Then they start laying on the bullshit. They're like, "Well, we just want it, like, in the interest of being transparent." They like to say this all the time, that they're transparent about things. And I
knew for 18 months. Where's the transparency here?
So my boss and, like, other two, like, helping supervisors, like, they all knew that we knew, and they knew that I was not going to react well to this, and that she was not going to react well to this.
Yeah,
and so they're like, you know, rubbing fingers, waiting for my reaction. So they're like, we want to be transparent. And I laughed, like, uproariously laughed, like, as loud as I could.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And I just, like, and then the rage came out.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew, in my mind, I was getting fired.
Yeah, you're like, well, this is a fun job.
I'm like, I'm getting fired, whether it be in 3 weeks or now.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to be quiet. I'm going to tell you exactly what I fucking think. Yeah. And I just started F-bomb this, fuck you, like, this is fucking ridiculous, like, I can't fucking believe the way this is being handled.
Yeah.
3 fucking weeks, and you're fucking up people's lives. Not just like, oh, you know, whatever. No, you're fucking up people's lives. Like, you're taking livelihoods away, you're fucking up people's lives.
Yeah.
And, like, immediately, the guy who's, you know, the newer guy or whatever that's the front-facing guy, he was like, oh, you need to be more respectful. Fuck you. And he's like, oh, well, let's go talk privately. And, like they pulled me out of there as quickly as possible.
I'd have been like, no.
And we go in the other room that's next door, which they call the space room, which has, like, fucking stupid stars painted on the wall and shit. And he's looking at me, and he's, like, trying to be like let me learn about you because we don't know each other. I'm like, this is not the time for this. I will kill you.
Yeah.
Like,
people will hear a scream, and then that's it. And you know, when they die in the room.
You know when they talk about, like, you have a crystallizing moment?
Yeah.
Like, there was that moment when we got into that room and that door shut, and I looked at the guy, and I was like, this is the moment where I either hit you or I don't.
Yeah.
And I really want to.
Yeah.
But I part of me was like, it wouldn't be as satisfying because no one would see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, like, this is the thing about me, and Dave knows this, and anybody who knows me knows this. If I get really, really mad, I cry.
Yeah.
And it's not just me. A lot of people are that way.
Oh, yeah.
When you get to that point where you're so goddamn... Yeah, and I'm there,
laughing
too.
Or crying.
Yeah, because your emotion's just so strong, you have no choice. And, like, I got, like, anger tears.
Yeah.
And that means I'm so angry that you shouldn't be anywhere near me.
Yeah.
That's like the fucking volcano.
But of course, he's one of those guys where he sees tears and he's like, it's okay,
yeah,
buddy. And then it's like, what happened? Well, he's bleeding on the ground now.
I'm like, you're appreciably 4 times smaller than me. I could snap you like a twig.
Like Drago, I will break you.
So he's like trying to do the calm thing or whatever, and like, oh, you know, like, what's your situation? Like, what can we do? Like, we're gonna work with the schedule. I'm like, there is no other schedule I can work. No, you don't understand. Like, there is no other option. Because the other part of this is not only is this, like, super inconvenient, and, like, you have to change your life because of it. Like, I have a custody, situation or whatever, too, that I have to worry about. And the time to see my kid is...
You lose pay.
We lose 75 cents an hour.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking chunk.
Yeah.
On a paycheck, that's about $200.
Yeah.
That I'm losing off of a paycheck. That's $400 a month. And not only me, but that's our double income. Because she's losing it, too.
Yeah.
So that's $800 goddamn dollars you fucking bitches are taking out of my pocket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have every right to be pissed off. So fucking, like, I give the semblance that I've calmed down because I want to go back in the room. Mm-hmm. So I calm myself enough, and then we go back in there, and they're still talking about it. And they're being shittier and shittier, progressively shittier.
Yeah.
Especially the client guy. That guy... I would literally beat to death if I could and get away with it. I hate this motherfucker with everything within me.
Yeah.
So he's making shittier and shittier comments. Like, every time someone asks a question, he gets really defensive and makes a shitty comment.
Yeah.
And that's, like, when they keep talking about the 18 months thing. And, like, that's the thing. And I'm like, you talk about transparency. You've known this shit for 18 fucking months.
Yeah.
And you said nothing. Well, it wasn't concrete, and we didn't want to, like, have something looming over people's heads. Okay, no, fuck you. That's not how that works.
No, nobody would have stayed.
No one would have fucking
left.
stayed. You want that work out of me to the last possible fucking second, and then you can shove a dick up your ass and get the fuck out.
Yeah, and just like, cut and run, go.
So they're like, we'll work with everybody on schedules. You can pretty much have whatever schedule you want, except for having weekends off, because fuck that. Like,
every schedule except for this one, these blackout dates. And he's like, fuck you.
And so my direct supervisor, she pops up and she's like, what are you going to do for these people? And I already knew the answer to this question too. Like, all right, this is a huge life change, and you're taking money out of their pockets. Like, what are you going to do? Well, everybody who stays to the last day, which was this past Sunday, they're going to get a staying bonus. Of what? Well, and they didn't want to say. At first, they didn't want to say.
They were like, ooh.
They just kept kind of scared. And then she's like, no, what is it? What is the dollar amount? Like, like $150.
How many people
pre-tax?
How many people laughed?
Sean, I will name him because he's the best. But him and his husband are like kind of helping supervisors. He already knew this, but like just hearing them say it, like his jaw literally just dropped out, and he's like, "Are you fucking shitting me? That's not even a convenience. Like, you're taking hundreds of dollars a month from these people, and you're going to give them $150 pre-tax, on one check, which basically, because it's a bonus, would equate out to like 40% tax on that.
Yeah, it's 40% tax.
Yeah, so like $80 maybe,
maybe.
Yeah, if I'm lucky,
I'm thinking 70,
75,
probably.
$80.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
If you stay to the end.
That's somehow more insulting than nothing.
If I stay to the end, it's to kill you.
Yeah.
Like, it's to fucking
I will snap your goddamn neck.
I'm gonna fucking kill you with that tight shirt you're wearing, motherfucker.
And then it was Ariel's turn. And here's the thing. Like, you guys that only know us from cons and, like, haven't really, just hang out a little bit or whatever, you don't get, like, that Ariel is a tiny bubbling cauldron of rage.
It's cute. It's so cute.
It's adorable, but her temper is much worse than mine.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's
it's like a flash fire.
Todd's so angry.
No, yours is like, it's different. It's like, she's immediately like, raw rage, okay, then back to simmer. Yours is like,
I like to let it build.
Yeah, it just builds and builds and builds, and then it's a raging inferno of fuck you death.
And of course it's scarier because I'm large and angry looking in the first place. Yeah. Because, like, I'm telling you what, like, when I started yelling, I could see client guy's butthole pucker so hard. He thought death was coming.
Yeah.
Because, like, I fucking slammed my fist down on that giraffe table, and you know I have power.
Yeah.
And, like, that motherfucker shook, and I just saw, like, buttholes just pucker.
The
like, he's gonna rip it the fuck out. Like,
the angry bird is angry.
Right, exactly. So she, like, just went this, like, crying, screaming, fucking, like, just tirade of berating them completely.
Yeah.
Like, till I think all of them literally felt like they were an inch tall.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So that all happened or whatever. And shit was what it was. We all got our rages out and that happened. So we worked our last time out. And when I tell you that no one has done nothing since then...
Yeah, I wanted to ask about that.
I hate
you guys had talked about possibly, like, hey, the last day, we're not going to do a fucking thing.
Yeah, the last day. So, in the last, like, 2.5 weeks, we went from, like, one of the top teams to the literal bottom team. Because no one has given a solitary fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, you're losing your job.
Yeah.
But we still want
our productivity has gone to nowhere.
Yeah. You're like,
no one's cared. Like, people are still doing their jobs, and they're still committing to, like, the function of the job, but they're doing it so much slowly, like, so much more slowly than before. It's like, they have, like, you know, you take a call, and then you have what they call after call for, like, it's supposed to be, like, max 15 minutes. Well, overnight's more like max 25 minutes.
Yeah. Which is now like
it's
max,
more like 60 minutes.
Max. Fuck.
Whatever. I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. Blow me.
You got a problem? Tell my ball sack. I don't care.
The night that they announced it, and they did this at the beginning of our shift, by the way.
Well,
which was hilarious. Like, did you really expect anyone else to work tonight?
Yeah.
So they were basically like, well, anybody that wants to go home can go home, and we won't point you. Thanks. Gee, thanks. Fuck you.
Yeah.
So we all sat there all night and applied for jobs. Yeah. But, like, it has a silver lining that's happening right now. Like, she and I and my boss all are going to the same place. We're moving jobs now. Yeah. The job is 1,000,000 times better. It pays a lot more.
Yeah.
It has a lot better benefits. Yep. And I'll be off on weekends and all that shit. And, like, out, you know, after 6 on Friday. Like, it's turned into a good thing, but it was a really fucking scary thing.
It was just really shitty.
Shitty and scary. And not only that, like, this is only 20 of us at this center. In Colorado and Florida combined, it was
because it's not just your guys. It's all third shift.
Yeah. About 400 people lost their job.
Yeah.
And they're not even good enough to lay us off. They're basically like, well, you can either move to another shift or quit.
And I've been like, what do you mean quit? God damn it. Like, they've been like, no. Well, the funny thing about that, though, is I guarantee if you took that to fucking the thing and be like, this is what they did to me, they're like, okay, you're all getting unemployment then, because that's fucking bullshit.
So, it's rough, and then some other drama shit's been happening this week, so in theory, my new job starts in like a week and a half.
But your old job might end.
But my old job might end today.
Yeah.
Because this is my first day of working second shift, and my fucks are very, very low, and then some bullshit went down yesterday that I'm not even going to get into.
Yeah.
With my boss, that I'm just like, well, it's going to take literally a pin's worth of shit.
One person looked at you wrong. All right,
fuck this fucking shit.
Fuck you.
I start slinging chairs across a fucking crowded call center. So yeah.
Oh shit.
But in the middle of all that, Lexington.
Lexington happened. Yeah,
which was amazing as always. We do use the same hotel that we did last couple times, and it's fucking great. What?
I don't actually think on my end I can actually say Lexington was great.
Well, yeah, you didn't have as much win as you wanted to, but it wasn't like it was a bad trip or anything.
It wasn't a bad trip. I'm going to put it at it was par.
Yeah, well,
it was a par trip.
So
for me, Lexington this year was kind of not great. So
really?
Yeah, it really wasn't. Like, okay, from a spectator point, from being like just a person in the thing, they did an amazing job.
Yeah.
They did all kinds of new things and stuff, and that was great.
Yeah.
But for me personally, as like the things that I wanted to get out of it, no. There was no, awesome moment. There was no killer win find. There was none of that. It was basically, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, it's a lot of it is because like one of the main people that you went to see, you couldn't.
Yeah. I got fucked on that deal.
But you did get your Morpher finished.
Yeah, but I mean, for that, it was really just completionary. It wasn't even like the one that I was like, oh, because the time I could have got it the first time was such fuckery that it was like, okay, I just have to do this now for completionary purposes. But like, that one was like, cool, got it done.
What I'll say about it, like you were saying, like from a technical aspect point, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Like it's the biggest it's ever been.
Yeah, they improved a lot of like just new ways to like make it better for everybody there.
One of the smartest decisions I've ever seen, like at big cons that we've gone to, is this year instead of having the celebrities like they usually have the celebrities sort of like ring around the edge of the room in the main area. They actually expand it out into the. It's in Rupp Arena in the convention center. So
the actual arena area.
Yeah, they actually expanded out into the basketball arena and had everybody that was a celebrity was in that area.
Yep.
So that lines weren't caught blocking dealers, which was a huge problem.
Oh yeah,
because lines from celebrities would be cock blocking the dealers.
And they put so many more dealers in.
Yeah, and they put like at least time and a half more dealers.
Yeah,
like. There was 3 full floors of stuff.
Yeah.
There was
because there also wasn't the fucking like Disney on Ice bullshit going on at the same time. So they made use of just about every piece of that fucking place they could get their hands on.
Yeah. Logistically, they improved dramatically.
Yeah. It was
and
great.
it was really awesome to see it.
Yeah.
Because this has been like a home con for us.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of great. There's a lot of great dealers there. We saw a lot of great stuff. Like had some good pickups here and there. Like, like saw a lot of the celebrities that I wanted to see. Like I kind of got fucked like on a money thing, so I didn't have a lot of extra money.
Yeah,
which. I don't know about that, but this is the other crappy thing about my job is you get paid on Monday, which is such a stupid fucking day to get paid.
Yeah,
but like, so like, I got to see like a lot of people, but I didn't get an autograph. I saw Kevin Nash and Lita and Trish Stratus. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
Saw Booker T up close.
Yep.
I was literally like 3 feet from Ric Flair.
I was like
I was
a couple feet
almost
from Rey
ready
Mysterio.
to basically bankrupt myself for the weekend
to do it,
but I just couldn't because I knew we had more time to go.
Yeah,
but I got close enough. Like, you know, it was cool. I saw everybody basically.
What's her face? Blonde from Joe Dirt, like literally walked right by me, like almost bumped shoulders with me, and I was like, "You're pretty
smoking hot."
And then. Who was it? Shannon Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm. She went by us. Yeah,
there was a lot of people.
Again, even though they did it this way, still like the celebrity interaction is very casual at this show. Like very easy to do. Yeah. Like everybody just kind of walks among the crowd. They don't really care. It's not like a Wizard World show where everybody's very cordoned off and you can't get anywhere near them and stuff. I never had a single time like when we were taking pictures in the press area or like I didn't concentrate on pictures this time.
Yeah,
I concentrated on doing live videos because I thought that would be more of something that would be appealing to like our
I think
our
it would
audience.
be. Yeah, I think it would be too.
And doing vlogs and stuff like that because we had a lot of success when Beesh and I went to Tennessee.
Yeah,
with doing travel vlogs. Which is something that we actually like now that it's getting warmer again. We were talking about. This is the time where all the like street fairs are going to be happening and the little county fairs.
Springs
and so like
stuff.
I think we're going to try to do like since we're going to be off on weekends now a lot more like these little county fairs and like shows like the blah 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 festival and this that and the other like because I enjoy going to that stuff anyway and the travel vlog thing was really fun. So we went down Friday and did our Friday time. We got to we were going to stop on the way down at the Ark Encounter.
Oh god, that thing.
That's done by and there's a great video that we posted on YouTube and on Facebook about it. We were going to do it that's made by the Creation Museum Nut Bar.
But those motherfuckers ain't no joke.
No, they ain't no joke, and I'll tell you why, because they built that thing about fucking a mile and a half off the freeway.
No, I mean, it's a mile from the entrance to their parking lot.
Yeah.
It's like a couple miles from the
They don't want no looky-loos, is basically what this is.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Just like you can't
be near it,
but you can't get fucking near it to take pictures. Nothing.
So we get up there, and it's like if you go past this point, you pay $10 to park.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want to pay $10 to just go look at this thing.
Yeah,
we're like, well, fuck it. Like, how much are the tickets?
Fuck, dude,
$50.
$50 a person,
or $75 if you wanted to. You know, do the museum too, which is actually that's kind of worth it. But like
$75 of shenanigans and even bigger shenanigans.
We said this in the video and stuff, but I swear to God, like I'm very tempted to do like a GoFundMe to fund us going to these places and to see how long we can last.
Because there's a zip line too.
Yeah,
and then we're gonna see if they fucking cut the zip line on me.
And the joke, like you get on the zip line, you're like, I don't believe in God. And they're like,
Hail Odin. I'm gonna be like Hail Odin, and they're like metalhead, and they're just gonna be like, oh look, defective cord. That motherfucker died. I'm gonna survive, and somebody's gonna come over and start stopping. No, he's dead. I swear he's dead.
I touched him. He's dead.
I poked it with a stick. He's dead. Like, fuck you.
Because I've been to the Creation Museum before.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun for dinosaurs and shenanigans.
Yeah, that's the other part of the GoFundMe thing is to see how long each one of us can go before we finally just
I figure,
it.
like, if we did this, though, we have to, like, disguise you somehow, like...
I like that I'm the one that has to be...
Well,
I mean, yeah, no.
Errol and I could look like normal Jesus-loving Christians.
I completely agree with this. I'm the one that's going to have to go in some sort of, like, outrageous fucking disguise, because it's
They get makeup and, like, just make
like,
them over some of your tattoos.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm going to literally just have to look like a homeless vagrant.
We'll get you, like, a Jesus hat to wear or something, like...
Pray I don't catch on fire.
They burst into flames when it touches your head, but... if anybody is thinking this is a good idea, like, message me, because I really think that this is going to be something that's viable, because I'm totally 100% willing to do this.
Yeah, I'm going to wear a button-up Yay Jesus shirt, and then under it I'm going to wear my, like, Lamb of God with the angel crucifix on fire. So as soon as I, like, go to the zip line to go across, I'm just going, yes! Burn the priest! And they're going to be like, cut the cord now! Kill that son of a bitch! Heretic! Burn the heathen! Burn the heathen! Well, what happened to Dave? Well, funny story.
Anyway, that happened on the way down.
We weren't even at the show yet.
Yeah. So check out that video. It's on our YouTube channel and on Facebook Live too, I think. So we got there to the hotel and we had a nice pre-show swim in hot tub time, because they have a great hot tub and pool. And had the Friday night. Friday night was pretty great. One of the big things that, and this is, I think, why like some of it was disappointing for Dave, is because of one of the big reasons that he wanted to go is because of Matt Mercer.
Yep.
And because, you guys that are Critical Role fans, or if you're fans of voice actors and stuff in general, you probably know who Matt Mercer is.
And I talked with Aaron and some other people and stuff. The guy who ran this honestly had no clue.
Yeah,
about any of that. He thought he was just a regular, like, voice actor, because there was other voice actors and they get, like, mild levels and stuff like that. Okay, so from what I found out, both Friday and Saturday, Matthew Mercer and John Barrowman lines were so long that, and these guys are such nice guys, they stayed an hour and a half after, like, everything shut down so they could meet everybody. Yeah. Like, and the guy was like, what the fuck? Because, like, they actually had to move Matt because, like, he was in a spot that was, like, not really good. And then when they basically were like, oh, okay, open up for the thing. I mean, motherfuckers were running. Yeah. And the line was so huge that they're like, shit. So they immediately were like, okay, somebody's switching tables. They had to put him in an area where the line could basically go backstage and all the way down the hallway, wrap back around and everything like that. Like, they cut off his line. They were basically telling people, like, you can't get in line anymore. Like, because if not, we'll be here for fucking ever. Yeah. And that's how it was on Friday, and then on Saturday, and then on Sunday. Literally, as soon as they opened the doors to the con, people ran. And by 10:05, they opened the con at 10 for these people. At 10:05, they had capped his line. Yeah. So, like, I got there and was fucked.
Like, this blew my mind, too, because, like, I had no real cognizance of the popularity of the guy. Yeah. Like, I was just, like, he's a guy who does YouTube videos and does voice acting. Like, it doesn't, like,
and that's dawn on me. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's, like, nobody necessarily kind of, unless you are... in that, like, community or that type of thing, nobody really tends to realize it. But, like, Critical Role has become hugely popular. Like, there have been other podcasts of, like, live play D&D and stuff like that. But, like, this is all voice actors, well-known voice actors, like people whose voice acting you love from video games and cartoons and stuff, and then they all got together, and they've been playing this D&D game like 2 years before at their house. Yeah. This was their, like, just for funsies game that they brought to this, and it just, like, insanely exploded. Like, and people love it. And they have sold out, basically, halls. Yeah. Like, they go to bunch of the different cons, and it was one of those things where, and I got told by people, the guy just didn't know. Yeah, he thought it was just like, oh, okay, Matt Mercer's a voice actor, and then it was like, I guess after the first day, he was like, what the fuck? Like, you know, so, you know, it sucked because, you know, like, I had taken my Critical Role setting book for 5th edition D&D and stuff like that, and, like, I was going to have him sign it. And then I also brought my Mythica DVD, which he and Kevin Sorbo, who was also there, both were in that. And I have the entire series of that movie because it's fucking awesome. So I was possibly going to have him sign both of those things.
Yeah.
Hell, I was even planning on cosplaying, like, my orc character and getting a picture with him, but that sold out in like a day. So it kind of sucked. It was one of those things where it was like the person I really wanted to meet and stuff like that. It just basically got, you know.
That happened a few years ago with us too, with Lexington. There was somebody, I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah.
I think it may have been John Rhys Davies for me.
Yeah, it was Davies
and
for
he
you.
Canceled like a week before, and it kind of put a dump on the trip for me.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like if there's somebody specific you're going to see and you can't see them or something gets fucked up or whatever, that does put a shit
really,
on
yeah, really, like, especially like if it's like you're going to get a picture or like you've got this cherished piece of like memorabilia that you want them to sign and stuff like that. And, you know, or you just want that 5 minutes just to, like, talk to the person and be like, oh, my God, you know. It really does kind of sucker punch your whole event when you can't, like, do it and stuff. Especially because when you see a line of motherfuckers that are getting to do it and you don't. And you're just like, God damn it. Like, this is bullshit. So, this is that kind of fucking sucked it for me. The other thing, too, was, like, I don't know. I got some good things there, but there was not like a win item. Like that item that was really like, yes, like I got that. That was sweet. I'd say like one of the coolest things I got was the Diablo sword from Aaron.
Yeah.
And stuff. But that was like one of those I knew in advance that was going to be there and that I was going to be buying it. Like, so that wasn't necessarily like, oh, sweet, got that. Yeah. It was kind of one of those like, oh, you're going to have that there? Sweet, cool. Like, thanks, you know. And it was awesome and I love it, but it was one of those like, you know, you want that sweet find where you're like, you didn't know it was going to be there and then you find like that awesome mock figure or something like that. And you're like, yes.
Yeah.
You know, closest thing was like the Thanos at Walmart, you know, like some of that shit. But like,
let me finish out Friday night. So Friday night, one of the other things that was kind of planned on the way down, at least some of us knew this was planned.
Yeah.
I came to you like the day we were leaving. Actually,
like, hey, shh, by the way,
shut the fuck up, don't say anything. We're like sitting down here in the nook,
whispering.
Yeah, because she's upstairs.
Yeah, we're trying to be like
or whatever. We're packing our clothes.
I like how we were trying to like have like a normal conversation, but then whispering about this at the same time. Like, all right, every so often, keep talking in normal voice. Okay, now.
So I had been planning for a while to propose on this trip. So I came down and I told you, and I'm like, I need, you know, like somebody to hold this ring, like, and this is how we're going to do things. So I had this plan. And you guys have seen pictures from this balcony before, and if you saw any of the videos from, you know, the actual thing that happened, they're on YouTube, they're on our Facebook. There's this beautiful balcony up on I think it's on the second or the third floor. Second floor. No, third floor.
Third floor.
On the third floor is this beautiful balcony that overlooks like downtown Lexington, and like it's this pretty grassy area, and there's always nice restaurants, and at night it's lit up like a Christmas tree, and it looks beautiful.
Awesome.
So I'm like, I want to, you know, get her out there in the pretext of doing something else, like a video or something.
Yeah.
And then propose there because it's just a beautiful backdrop for it, and we'll do it. We'll live stream it, like we'll live put it on Facebook Live and shit. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
So when we get there, we go to talk to Aaron and Sarah at the Roma booth and stuff, and Ariel kind of wandered off to look at some other stuff, and we kind of pulled Sarah over to the side and we're like, hey, do you want to help us perpetrate a whammy? Like,
yeah. Would you like to help me a part of the button hook?
Like, she nearly ruined it because I thought she was going to, like, squeal when I said what it was.
She kind of, like, half
jazzed,
squealed.
yeah.
No. What happened? I stepped on her toe. I'm so sorry.
It was crazy. So she agreed to help us, and like, you went off to grab an autograph, or try to grab an autograph.
Yeah.
And, basically, the story was that Sarah was in a really great, like, Thor cosplay, the thing that she was doing, really pretty dress.
Yep.
And we were going to go up to that balcony and do an interview because it was a good spot for a backdrop.
Yep.
And not as loud.
Yeah.
So when we get up there, you and her had gone up there separately, and me and Bish had, like, gone up there.
Somehow
together.
we beat you, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that is. Like, we went some weird shortcut. But, when we get up there, you're like, hey, man, it's freezing rain outside.
Yeah. Oh, hey, buddy, by the way.
And I'm like,
fucking
me.
son of a shit. Yeah.
So,
yeah, it was nice all day.
yeah, just freezing rain, because God hates me, and they heard me making fun of the Ark encounter.
Oh, you want to make fun of the shenanigans and part, do you? Fuck you.
I'm like, shut up, you don't even like that place.
He finds it funny.
So...
He's like, that's what they think.
There's a big,
like.
pretty marble hallway that has these beautiful vaulted
Yeah,
ceilings.
it's like the round.
And a big blue horse statue.
And the windows.
The windows are there,
that
yeah.
show out into that thing.
So we're like, well, fuck it, we'll just do it right here.
Yeah.
So we go live stream on, like, you're like holding two phones.
Yeah.
One's doing the live stream, one's just recording.
Yeah.
So the best part of all of this is your commentary during it.
Yep.
It's fucking hilarious.
I know.
So anybody who goes and watches the YouTube video, enjoy Dave's hilarious fucking commentary the entire time. So anyway, we do, like, the pretense of an interview. We talk to Sarah about everything that's going on, like how things have been or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't know what the hell I was talking about the entire time because
Dude,
I was so goddamn nervous.
You were fucking yammering on, like, I kept trying to give you the look, like, do it already. The video is already up to, like, 4 fucking minutes. Like, Jesus Christ.
3 minutes and 17 seconds.
I'm holding 2 phones. Fuck you. Dude, I was about to be like, do it already!
I was trying to sell that this was not what was happening.
You sold it after a minute. Shut up and just do it.
So anyway, fucking...
Even Sarah was like, are we actually doing an interview? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
So we do it for a while, and
forever and ever.
I don't. Like I said, I have no idea what I was talking about. So anyway, we get to the point, and I'm like, well, I actually do have one more question, but not for you. For you. And Ariel's looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I'm fat and I have bad knees, so I had to, like, brace on the wall and hit the knee. And then she's like, woo! And I asked or whatever, and, like, I feel like her face exploded.
Yeah, it kind of.
She was just like, woo! And they hear you in the background, they're like, yeah, take it, take the ring.
Take it. You know, it works for either a marriage proposal or Lord of the Rings. You know, either or. You know, if you're giving it to a woman or a hobbit, who cares? Take the ring.
I get up off the ground. She got the ring. She puts it on. She's like all happy or whatever. And then you're like, move out of the way. I want to get the horse's perspective on things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So it went really well. It was exciting and cool, and I'm happy that it got to go down that way. And fuck you, Mother Nature, for boning me out of my original plan. But
no, okay. Honestly, though, as much as I like that balcony, thinking about how it all went down, and as I was being the one holding the cameras, I don't honestly think it would have really worked that well.
Maybe not,
there. Because, like, the way the balcony is it's rounded.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking slim.
Yeah.
Like, I literally would have had to have we'd have to have done it at an angle, like, where
you probably
you guys
would have been able to hear us better, because the problem with doing it in there is you were far enough away to where our voices didn't get picked up all that well.
Yeah, well, I had to kind of be able to get all of you. But the thing was, with outside, though, there was wind, and 2, I would have had to have been by, like, the door, and you guys would have had to have turned sideways like this instead of getting the awesome
and then there would be people walking out trying to smoke.
Yeah.
There are logistical problems with all of this, but
but it was an awesome concept.
It worked out.
Conceptually, it sucked.
Yeah. Then we got lost like 3 times trying to get home that night because the GPS. I don't know why, but the GPS on her phone and my phone,
both your GPSs sucked.
They were like
bad.
were doing bong hits or something all day, and like were taking us in weird.
Go to Nicaragua,
circles.
Kentucky. Where? What?
Like, oh, turn here off the side of this ramp. Like, what the fuck?
Make 3 left turns. What?
It was a level of ridiculous. But anyway, like, we had a good time. We
rerouting. 3 weeks later, rerouting. rerouting. I haven't even left the parking lot.
It wasn't even like we were in like some butt lick area of Kentucky where there wasn't cell service. This was Lexington proper.
Yeah,
like
it was. I was laughing in the backseat
and sleeping mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did finally make it back and crashed out that night. We had a good night. The only problem was that I couldn't have sex. Because that would have been a great time for sex.
You could have said something. Be like, hey, can you
go sleep in the hallway?
I hung out in the lobby for a while. I'm not going to fucking deny you that. Like, shit. There was enough, like, people. I don't know, talk to the cool old lady who made fresh cookies.
The mean old lady.
No, the other one.
Okay, the one with the mustache?
Not the mean one, the lady man lady, but, like... The other one. That was kind of nice to me, at least.
It doesn't matter. It's all good.
Should have been like, hey, dude, can I get some, like,
proposal
time, nookie time and shit like that? Fuck, I just sat in the shower in a bath, like, taking a long bath. Here, give me a beer.
Turn my music up.
Just turn my music up and let you guys just bang it out. Like, don't even care. Like, woo!
That would have been great.
Yeah. Next time, say something, motherfucker. Shit. Because God knows if it ever comes to the point where it's going to happen to me, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm telling you one of two things is going to happen tonight. Either A, you are not going to be in this room where I fuck this chick's brains out, or B, you're going to be in this room and you're going to listen and possibly watch me fuck this woman's brains out. So how are we doing this?
Either get out or it's going to get weird.
Get out or get a fucking, like, cover, because it's going everywhere, motherfuckers. Arcing rows of jizz all over this motherfucker.
So that happened.
Or didn't.
And Saturday, we do a traditional go Friday, don't go Saturday, go Sunday deal.
Which, especially this Saturday.
Oh my god, because it was belligerent.
Oh my god, they were like, it was so many people.
We did what I like to call, on any vacation that we go on, the tour of Walmart.
Yes. Yep. Every local comic shop.
Fucking Walmart, comic book shop, and ice cream place we could find.
Yep. It was great.
Then we had we remember from last year that there was a great little comic shop, and then there was a Baskin Robbins like right in the same strip, and we're like, we'll go get comics and get ice cream.
Yeah, sounds good.
I actually did end up getting a great figure pickup there. I got the Matter Eater Lad from the Legion box set, which is kind of hard to find those figures.
Yep.
I
got some other comics cool. I was looking for.
And you got some comics you were looking for and stuff. It's a great comic book shop. I cannot fucking remember the name of it to save my life. So then we went down to Baskin Robbins for an ice cream.
Like Comics Etc. or something.
Yeah, like Comics Etc. That's what it's called. So then we went down to Baskin Robbins to get our ice cream. And then this
almost ruined Baskin Robbins for me, okay?
Then we ran into the Conversator. Like what we like to call friend. Someone trying to make a friend.
I'm going to talk to everyone and make them all feel uncomfortable.
They got their ice cream, and I was waiting on them to make mine, and I hear somebody talking behind me, and I didn't realize he was talking to me. And now I don't even remember what the fuck he was talking about. He was talking about something or other. Oh, he's talking about some movie theater. Like, and we had planned on maybe going to a movie, and so I was like, how does this guy know what we were going to do?
That freaked me out, too, because I was like, did this old man just read our minds? Because somehow he's all like, hey, where's that theater down the thing? Because we, literally 2 seconds earlier, as we're walking to the Baskin Robbins, we're like, isn't there a theater near? Like, it's a movie tavern, and then we're in there, and he's like, hey, where's that movie tavern that's like a month? We're like, what the fuck? And
Are you a witch?
His handler / wife, whatever the fuck she was.
She said nothing. Like the whole time, and he never shut up, and she never spoke.
Yep.
So I think he was like either trying to ask me as if I were a local or something, but there was no preface. He just started talking. Like there was no
to your back.
Yeah, to my back. There was no like, oh, excuse me, sir, or like, hey, do you live around here? Like nothing. Like he just so anyway about that theater.
Like just like. I'm gonna talk at your back.
And I just turned around like, and the lady behind the counter was like, oh, that doesn't hear anymore or whatever. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, thank God for the like teenage girls behind the counter, because man, they just like they took that hit real good.
They took that hit good and hard.
Real good. Like, yes, sir.
So this guy had ice cream when we got there. Him and his wife or whatever. They had ice cream when we got there, and he ate that ice cream.
Nope, he's an ice cream connoisseur. He was there to try all the stuff.
And it's not like he had a little ice cream. Like he had a big, full-fledged fucking ice cream.
But this was a big old guy too.
Yeah, he was a
Not
big
like
dude,
fat,
but
like
no,
one of
he
those
just-
tall,
yeah.
old, like ginger giants. Like
He eats that ice cream, and then he like goes up and wants more ice cream. So then he's like getting in depth talking about flavor profiles and shit. Like,
no. What was the phrase? Oh my god,
bursting with flavor.
Bursting.
He's sitting there eating his ice cream, and he's like,
just bursting with flavor. And I'm like, what happened? That guy's flavor profile just bursted all over this motherfucker.
He was very like gregarious.
Yeah, and it's like laughing at and the girls are just like, oh, okay, old man. Oh, actually, he knew the one girl. Like, yeah. I was like, whoa, well, this is creepy.
So fucking.
But it's not like he's just getting regular flavors. He's like getting these like weird gourmet fucking concoctions, and he's like, "Ooh, what's that one? Tell me about it. Tell me the history.
Depth about it.
Tell me the history of the flavor profile."
Tell me a story.
And I'm like eating my ice cream faster and faster as we go. Like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
No, what we're doing is sitting in a silent circle, texting each other shit about bursting with flavor.
Yes, me and you just looking at each other, eating our ice cream as quick as possible. Like, ooh, the flavor profile just bursted all over your face.
He says it or whatever, and I started sniggering, and like you were sniggering and she was sniggering. Then I texted you, I'm like, "Hey, how's your ice cream? Is it bursting with flavor?"
And then I said something about flavor profile, and you fucking lost it and shit. And you're like, "You bastard!" I was like, "I don't know what the fuck to do here."
He ordered like another full giant ice cream and then ate that.
Not even a cone. He got the cup. He got like the waffle cup thing, and it was just like
he got the most like elaborate ice cream he could get. Then he's talked about it the whole time he was eating it too. About
all the while, this
was.
Woman is not saying a thing. And
this bitch did not say a word. No one.
I was like, "Can you speak?" Because, like, please God, make him shut up. Like,
we shut the door to that place and just burst into laughter. Like the three of it, like it's all glass in the front. So these poor girls working at Baskin Robbins just saw us go out the door
like,
and then toppling with like.
I'm pretty sure one of them flipped us off. Like, just like, fuck you, you left me in here with this.
Oh my god.
I was like, well, that happened.
So this trip for me was the trip of t-shirts. Because
God, dude,
seriously
you bought
got
so
like
many
9
fucking
fucking t-shirts.
Yeah.
Like we hit, there was a Gabe's up there, and we hit that, and there was some shirts in there. Which
Yeah,
I'm wearing clothes now.
Yeah, I bought clothes on this trip.
I found this wonderful magical shirt for $1, and like
the Red Fair shirt.
I was like, that shirt's hideous. But it basically looks like I'm either going to the Ren Fair or a really fat
or to the dojo.
Like,
there is no fear in this dojo.
It's got like 3/4 sleeves and like a fucking open collar that has buttons, but they're way down.
Oh my god! Like I was like, did somebody forget the other 2 buttons that need to go to this to finish the? No, okay. Well then, what are those buttons for? Because literally, these buttons just keep it from going to your navel.
If I undo these buttons,
you can see your navel.
You might be able to see the top of my pants. Like,
yeah, like it's ridiculous. But for $1, you had to.
It's very comfortable.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we did that. We went to many Walmarts and GameStop and a bunch of other shit. Like
that GameStop sucked.
A big one.
Good God, man! GameStops are very hit or miss. They're like Hot Topics. You like go into one and you're like, "Oh, sweet, this one's awesome." You go to the next one and you're like, "This thing sucks." You ain't got shit. And this guy's crawling up my ass to pre-order fucking Far Cry 5. I don't care. God damn!
Trying to install balcony seating in your anus.
Are you sure? I don't even live in this fucking state, dude. What I'm going to drive back down here just to pick this fucking game up because you assholes don't circuit shit to other stores. Fuck you.
We went to the Walmart.
Fuck off, Jufro. Get out of here.
Walmart was so funny to me because all the Walmarts down there, they have beer, but they don't have wine or like any other kind of booze.
Yeah, no, like liquor.
You have to go to the liquor store to get booze, any sort of booze there, but beer.
Oh, that was a trip all in its own. Oh my god.
I kept being annoyed by the Walmarts, and then we were in that Walmart, and Ariel's convinced that Dolph Ziggler was in there.
You know, there's credibility to this, okay? We may have actually just went by Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, God.
Because she is very adamant about she saw Dolph Ziggler. And I'm like, well,
He was a distinctive looking person, too.
And there was the fast lane.
Yeah, and fast lane was happening in Columbus while we were gone.
Yeah, so
we had fun. We
did get ski.
Yeah, we found ski. That was cool. And then we also went to the liquor store.
The liquor barn.
The liquor barn. Yes, there's many, many liquor barns there. And it was a glorious place full of liquor.
Dude, this was a fucking just... It was a barn. Yeah. Like, legit. A snazzy looking barn of booze. And after we got in there, booze and farts. Because, oh my god, I don't know what Baskin Robbins puts in their ice cream, but fuck, I was literally like shitting myself.
It wasn't just you, it was all
of us. And it wasn't even like we're just slight toots or anything. It's like just literally the carpet, like... The barn was Baghdad, and I was just dropping bombs. Like, that motherfucker, it was just like, look, down a lane. Like, every aisle we'd go down, one of us would just rip.
It was Operation Desert Storm in there.
Fucking.
And they were awful.
Battle in the Sudan.
It wasn't like, just a fart, like a normal fart. No, they were just awful. All of them were just paint peelers. Like, I can hear the liquor fermenting harder. Everything
what was
went
that?
up like
Did somebody
10
drop
proof.
a bottle? Nope, the aisle just cracked.
Everything went up 10 proof over.
Yeah. Oh, God.
It was ridiculous. I bought the nastiest
We
booze.
kept trying to, like, go faster than each other because it was just like it would happen, and then the other two were like, oh, you son of a bitch. And we've just completely forgotten that there are other people just... like gagging in the aisles, like they're like, we don't need alcohol that bad anymore. God, so I'm just like, fuck you, sons of bitches.
If anybody would have lit a match in there, that motherfucker would have went up like a tender box.
Yeah. How do we get this alcohol to light? Stick a match between one of the three of their asses. I guarantee you, like a fucking backdraft. Like, what happened? There's a Baldwin in here somewhere. I know.
It was so bad.
She's like, Jesus Christ.
So we left the liquor store.
So much duty.
So much smellier than we went in there. I bought this, what was it? Peach iced tea moonshine, which was the nastiest shit.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so there was this big old steakhouse behind the hotel called Cattleman's, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, we want steak. Because we were going to do it last year, but there just wasn't time.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's go get a steak. Let's have a sweet steak dinner. And then I think we did a vlog from there, too.
Yes, we did.
Which was pretty funny.
Yep.
So we went
it
to
was
this...
awesome. They had TV screens in each urinal. Like, I'm this close to the fucking ESPN.
Inches away from your nose.
I'm like, this isn't good for my vision, but fuck you, who cares? The redneck in me's like, yeah!
It was a big old, beautiful wooden steakhouse, like... And we get there, we make our orders and shit, and Dave orders the biggest goddamn steak he could possibly find.
If I'm gonna go to the fucking steakhouse, goddammit. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it.
It was a 20-ounce steak.
You guys are all like, well, I think I might have the 10. Or are you gonna have the 12? Okay. And I was like, I want the 20-ounce one. And he's just like looking at
the smallest person in our party orders the largest steak.
And you both are just looking at me like, are you fucking serious? And, like, even the waitress is like, seems odd.
I don't give a shit, those steaks were fucking amazing.
Do it!
Oh my god.
And I did.
If you're ever in Georgetown, go to Cattleman's, like...
And order the 20-ounce fucking The Sheriff.
The Sheriff? It had a name?
It had a name. I wish I had 6-shooters because I put that motherfucker down.
He ate that whole fucking thing.
I fucking, yeah. Like...
I'm like, oh, you'll take half that back to the room.
I was like, oh, you think, motherfucker? I even had a fucking baked potato and rolls and fucking
so many rolls.
Sauteed mushrooms. Those mushrooms were not as good as I wanted them to be.
No, they weren't as good as Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, oh god, yeah. They were like half-ass sauteed, and I hate that shit. But man, that steak was fucking good. And the look on your faces as I'm just sitting there like, no, because like the Biche couldn't finish her steak.
No.
Did you finish yours?
Yeah, I finished it. We had like a salad and all that shit. Did we get? I think we may have gotten an appetizer too. But it was like a level of ridiculous.
Yeah. And then I'm just sitting there, just red meat. Just red meat.
Probably could have used some blood thinners after that.
Oh, I felt like it was one of those things where you're like, I literally feel like something that was once living is now just encased in my form. Like, I felt just gluttonous everywhere.
Well, you ate a cow, though.
I ate the calf. Like, literally, they yanked it from its mother's sweet ass and then fucking killed it, and I ate that fucking thing. All my slightly vegetarian and vegan friends are like, you could go to hell. I still have the picture of it on my phone.
I'm a beefitarian.
Yeah.
You should send me that picture. That's going to be the picture for the show this week.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Steak, bitch.
Because honestly, I'm never that person that's like, ooh, I have to take a picture of my dinner. I ate a 20-ounce fucking steak called the Sheriff.
Should have taken it before and after.
There was nothing there. Like, literally, I even ate, like, the husk of the potato. Fuck, there was nothing there. I was like, that's delicious. They're like, do you want dessert? I was like, well, I don't think my colon can handle it. Where's your bathroom? I'm going to have to go shit instantaneously. 20 ounces of red meat equals I'm shitting. My brain's out.
Then we went back and swam some more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's a great idea. I ate 20 ounces of red meat on top of a bunch of other shit. What should I do? Get in a hot tub.
And cook it.
And cook it. Like, stew in it. Yes, the protein shits that I took for the rest of the weekend were epic. Fuck.
Oh, yeah, we relaxed that night and had a horrible drink and chilled out.
My drinks were great. I was smart enough to pack my booze in advance.
The guy passed the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, there was no
it was just
tomorrow.
like, what the... Yep.
Because between waking up early and the insanely epic breakfasts that we were having at the hotel...
Okay, you gotta tell the story of this, though.
Cinnamon in the pancake.
No, cinnamon in the pancake. So
they have a waffle maker, right? And they have this beautiful breakfast bread.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Bacon, potatoes, eggs, waffle maker.
Not just, like, some bacon.
No. A giant, like, sheet tray of bacon.
Mound of bacon. Like, somebody on Atkins would just get a fucking hard-on because there's just so much bacon.
There may have been 4 pigs worth of bacon.
So I ate a calf and 4 fucking pigs. Who cares?
So, Dave and I figured out this wonderful trick before that if we crumble up the bacon into the batter, we can have bacon waffles.
Because it has the thing where you get a cup and you pour the batter in there and then you can, pour it into the waffle maker. Well, I don't know whose fucking amazing idea this was, but on their end, it was a horrible idea. They stuck the thing where it had, like, the brown sugar, cinnamon, and all that stuff right next to where the waffle batter was. So I was like, ooh, so more things to put in the waffle batter.
Right. So Ariel goes to make her waffle.
And it had to be her, too.
She got the cup for the waffle stuff, and then she got her syrup cup because there's a syrup dispenser.
Yep.
And she put some cinnamon in the syrup cup.
Yeah.
And the Spanish lady that was like the cleaner or whatever,
indeterminate cleaner number 6,
was like basically the cleaning lady from Family Guy. Like,
yeah.
Like, became enraged by, like, her putting cinnamon in this. Like, she seemed like she was, like, asking her, like, I don't know. I think she thought she was putting it in the batter.
Yeah.
And, like, somehow this would damage the waffle maker, which I don't know how the fuck that would damage the waffle maker. But apparently.
Sugar apparently eats through waffle makers. How dare you?
She's
like putting Ajax.
No cinnamon. No cinnamon. Throw it away. Like...
Because it's early in the morning for a person who normally works third shift and it just slept all night. So the beach is basically like, what? And just like, why? But still doing it. Like
I don't want to make anybody
like I'm being scolded by the cleaning lady. Why?
We were just like, what the actual fuck? So, like, it was just a running joke the rest of the weekend.
So, of course, what did I do? Big thing of bacon and brown sugar in the batter, making direct eye contact, and then slide over Put it in waffle
All right,
maker.
Conchata, watch this. You don't want cinnamon in there? Watch this.
Oh, what do you feel about all of it? Fuck you, I'm gonna do it too. And I was an asshole about it too. I made such a fucking mess. Like it was like
slopping shit around
I was like fuck you, brown sugar, bacon in there. I think like a quarter of my batter literally just poured out the sides. And I was like, I'm not cleaning that. Fuck you. Like, suck a dick. I don't care. I put all the things in my batter because I wanted to.
The problem if you put me in a place where the food is free, I get that weird thing like I have to eat all of it. Like, it's not okay if I don't eat all the food. So I ate like a ridiculous breakfast.
I had a bagel,
yeah,
a couple things of orange juice, waffles, bacon, hard-boiled egg, some other fucking shit. Like it's just like
bacon,
beach,
waffles,
however,
and so much bacon and eggs and potatoes and like fucking 4 bowls of fruit salad and like. Literally probably
Scrambled
a gallon
eggs.
of apple juice.
Yeah, like, and then some Bish is like, I'm taking the boiled eggs with me, and then sticks them in a bowl, and then puts another bowl on top of it, and takes it with me, and then somehow that gets put somewhere where it's completely forgotten about until we leave, till the end. We're like, oh, that's not good.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was bad. Oh god.
It was Saturday. Sunday we went back to the show. Sunday was probably the best day for like pickups and stuff for me. Like I ended up picking up a few things here and there. Like I got a lot of shirts. Like I was talking about, my favorite shirt dealer was there. She was awesome. She always remembers me, and I like them because they don't charge extra for big sizes, which is a thing.
Yeah,
and that pisses me off.
And they had new stuff.
They had new stuff. I got an awesome Nosferatu shirt. And an awesome Metropolis, like Fritz Lang's Metropolis shirt, which is really fucking cool. But it's purple, and I went through this like weird debate. I'm like, if I wear this shirt, am I going to be Grimace? Like,
it's like, no, you're not. Maybe.
I'm like, I feel like you wouldn't tell me. You just want me to be Grimace.
Fuck no, and he bought it, so yes, I win either way. Is it going to be worse than the $1 fucking, Ren Fair shirt?
I spilled pop all over it.
It's okay. Ren Fair shirts are, like, stain resistant.
Something resistant. It's black, it's fucks resistant.
Yeah, because it all ends up in your crotch anyways.
No shit, God. So, I don't know, we had a good time on Sunday, I think. Like, that, I felt bad that you didn't get what you wanted. But, like, I understand. I get it. Like, it's going to happen sometimes. Like, they can't all be 100% win. But, like, the show itself technically was great.
Yeah.
I had a good time on Saturday when we were not at the show. That was probably the best day, actually.
It was so good.
The hot tub was wonderful.
Except for the family. We had lucked out the whole time. Basically, every time we were like, let's get in the hot tub. No one else is in there at all. In the pool or in the hot tub.
Right.
Except for the one time. We get in there. Well, first you got in there, and then I'm like, oh, I'll be down in a sec. And then I come down, and before I even hit the door, I hear the clarion call of, children! And I'm like, no. And I come in there, and you're just sitting in the pool with that look on your face, like, please, God, help me. Like, no. It was just a family, like, and you know what it was? It's the same thing that happens every year, because apparently somewhere there's like a big church thing that's going down. So there's always like these, like, just chets, like, just fucking everywhere. Not even, there was some that went to the Ark, but there was like, I don't know if it's like a family, like, churchy chet reunion thing, or like somehow they planned this trip.
I don't know. There's always something going on, and I hated it all.
But, so it was just like, oh my God. And it was like, just...
Dude, I went by myself first, and you walk in, and you can see me in the pool just by myself, angry.
Because all the moms are in the hot
pool.
No, because all the moms are in the hot tub, which immediately I was like, fuck.
All the horrible children are in the goddamn pool,
which I was like, yes, fuck. Yes!
The area around me was becoming a hot tub because of the rage that I was feeling. Not as if I own the pool, I just don't want them to be there.
The funny thing about this is the kids are like fucking just screamy, McSplish splashy everywhere, in and out, in and out, in and out. The moms, however, are doing that thing where I'm just gonna put my legs in the hot tub.
Nobody's sitting in the fucking hot
nobody
tub.
was sitting in the hot tub, so that makes it really awkward to be the guy that is sitting in the hot tub.
You're just sitting there staring at all their crotches.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
And they're not good crotches.
No, they're not. They were nice ladies, but not good crotches.
Old bitty crotches.
But the funny part about this is, though, the one guy who was like the dad,
yeah,
apparently was just like dead fucking tired to the world.
Yeah.
So he's sitting in the lawn chair on the really thin edge where the pool is. And he's not in swim trunks at all. This motherfucker wasn't swimming for shit. He's in a beanie,
shit,
a white t-shirt, some fucking like sweatpants and stuff. Is literally asleep in his chair.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of like, fuck the, like, goddamn it. Like, wakes up every so often because the kids are screaming at him.
Yeah.
Shit.
Trying to pull him off the fucking
trying to
chair.
pull him off the chair. One's trying to, like, splash him, like, ha ha ha, this is funny. And he's like, if you splash me, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Like, so this is hilarious. And, like, every, couple minutes, I keep hearing, 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. And I'm like...
Every time she says it, I look over like, enforce this, you bitch.
Yeah. It's been 15. Go now. And then they start talking with me. Which wasn't terrible. Until one of the kids, the older one's like, I'm old enough, I can get in the hot tub. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. And his moms are like, one of them, I don't know which one... One of them had a phone, and the other one was joking about, like, fucking, like, pushing her in and stuff. Yeah. And that big old lady was, like, turned around and was like, "You're trying to push me?
You in the face.
I want to knock the fucking shit out of you." And I was like, yeah, I love these women. They're about to beat these kids. It's great.
If they could just enforce the times.
And then they finally did.
Yes, thank you.
An hour before.
An hour before the goddamn pool closed.
And it was like, silence.
It was a good time. It was like, overall, we had a good time.
Yeah.
The drive home was like, man, it was what it was. But we all got home and just like
I don't remember what it was because I was asleep.
We all got home and did that thing where you spent the whole weekend with everybody and you just want to go away now.
Off to your
like,
room,
yeah. Fucking, they're like, cool, had a good time. All right, fuck off. Don't talk to me for like 2 days.
Yeah, because like you legit didn't see me for a couple days. You're like, I didn't know you were still...
Like, well, we've had enough of each other for a while.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we all got sick.
Yeah, because goddamn Con Crud.
That sucked.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're going to record. No.
Because it was that... Okay, so it was that shitty thing where it's like the flu is going around, walking pneumonia is going around, Con Crud, the weather was shitty.
Yeah.
And it was just like...
Just a cacophony of bullshit.
Cacophony of like, you're sick, just die.
Yeah.
And like... Yeah, it was bad.
But we had a good time, ultimately. It wasn't the best, like, most successful one ever, but it was still a good time. I think, though, next year we are really going to try to do something different.
C2E2.
Yeah, C2E2 is definitely on the table for sure. Like, that one I'm a little nervous about because the amount of people and, like, how we react to crowds. Like, not you, but us.
Oh, no. I can get stabby, too. Especially if I'm pushing away.
But yeah, that's definitely a big one, yeah. But that was a lot of fun. We had a good time. I did the Columbus Toy Show last weekend, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
CTS is a great show. Let me preface it by saying this. But the problem was that there were about 7 other shows going on at the same time.
Yeah.
On the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
So parking and getting in there was awful.
Okay, it's an asshole when one
show's happening.
Yeah.
So the normal way that we would go in, they had that blocked off.
Oh god,
the road was blocked off, so we had to go in like you were going to the historical society. So we had to drive in through there, and there was literally like a shoe thing, an archery thing, and a meat show going on, and the toy show.
That.
So the signs were hilarious. It was like this way for archery, meat, shoe show, and I was like all in one.
Is that one thing? Like, are you shooting meat in new shoes? Like, how does this work?
So I went with our friend Tara, who's the best ever.
Yeah.
So we went, and I had a good time, and I did find some like really good like cheap pickups and stuff. But like honestly, it's starting to become price prohibitive in a way. Like
not to say that it's like a ridiculous amount or anything. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, you're paying to get in, and you're paying to park.
And it's the parking that sucks.
So it's $5 to park, and then $7 now for admission.
Oh, is it? Damn.
Yes. So right off the bat, I'm out $12. So then, on top of that, you're paying to go in there to buy stuff. Like, that's always a fucked up thing for me. Like, I'm paying to go buy things. Like the parking I get, they have no control over that. The admission, it doesn't need to keep going up. It really doesn't. Like, the first time I went,
you get paid by the vendors.
You get paid by the vendors, and I get that. Like, there's whatever, and I'm not like dogging the guy whatsoever. Like, I understand that you're going to charge admission. Even little comic shows charge admission, but cap it at $5, dude. Like, $7 is getting like, and if I go back next year, no, it was either 7 or 8. I can't remember whatever it was, but it was still like, that's not much. No,
that's $8 of a figure I could have bought.
Yeah,
you know, like,
which is what a vendor would look at too. Like, okay, that's more money that these people aren't taking in here to spend.
Yeah.
So, but we didn't buy much of anything until like 5 minutes before we left.
Yeah. Which is usually not how that normally goes.
No. But it was a good show. Like, there was a lot of dealers there. They did not do that thing that they did the last couple of years where they tried to combine it with a video game thing, which was good because people could just concentrate on fucking toys.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of great stuff in there, but please, God, people, take a goddamn bath before you go to these things. Because the smell of death at a toy show is somehow 1,000 times worse than a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, apparently toy nerds are just even stinkier.
No, it's because it's at the fairgrounds.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But it was fucking awful. Awful. But I had a good time, got some great pickups, got a lot of pops. Like, I successfully avoided buying any pops in Lexington.
Just so you can do it there.
Billions of them. But I was like, no, I'm not going to buy any pops. I'm not going to waste money on pops. I bought like 6 pops at the fucking toy show. But they were $5 each.
I came back and there was this bag sitting in the living room and I was like, who bought all the fucking pops? And I was like, oh, that's right, CTS was today. Who bought all the fucking pops? I was like, did Ariel go?
Nah, she didn't go. They were all like good. They were $5. Like, they were all stuff I wanted. Like, one of them was a Planet of the Apes.
To me, is what pops should be price-wise.
Yeah, I mean, they really should be as much as they are. They break my goddamn balls.
$14 for a pop.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. If it keeps going up, it's going to be less chance of me going.
Yeah.
Sadly enough.
What was the turnout there, though?
I think it was pretty busy. Like, from what I understand from talking to Aaron, like, they did pretty well. But, like, CTS is very much a crapshoot for them.
But I mean, is it like one of those things, like, is the price thing starting
I think it affects in some respect, but I don't know. Like, it's just... Okay. More than any other convention I've ever done, the exact same people go to CTS every time.
Oh, yeah.
Not just dealers. I'm just talking about people.
People. You see the same people. You might be lucky if there are 1 or 2 new vendors.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is kind of why I stopped going, is because now the relationship we have with, like, say, like, Aaron and, like, some of these other vendors and stuff like that, I don't necessarily need to go to CTS unless I'm trying to, like, find an older figure or something like that. But even then, it's like, nowadays, we're literally sitting here on the cusp waiting for these new figures to come out, and as soon as they do, we get them, and then we're like, okay, gotta wait for that next wave. We're not like, oh shit, I need to do. No, like, we've gotten to that point now where it's like we're waiting on the new stuff.
Yeah,
you know. So
yeah, I agree. It was a good show. I enjoyed it. Got some good stuff, and I was happy about that. But this week has been long. We've all been sick here and off and on, and then all this shit with work, and I'm just kind of glad for it to be over. There's been a ton of news, but we're already at an hour and a half, so I'm kind of truncate this as much as possible. Set pictures from the Shazam movie have happened. Full Zach Levi in costume as Captain Marvel. It's got to be one of, if not the most faithful page-to-screen costumes I've ever seen.
And it's not the classic costume, it's the more recent one with the hood and the double-layer cape.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks really great. I, at first, was kind of worried about, like, the level of, like... Because he is a decent-sized guy, height-wise, but I was, like, muscular and stuff, because we're all thinking in comparison to The Rock as Black Adam and stuff. So it's one of those that you're like, oh, well... And I think they did a good job, because, like, he worked out and got bigger, but they also, like... you know, used a suit that's a little bit more sculpted.
Yeah.
So he looks, you know, sizable. And he really does look like fucking Shazam, Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
You know?
The only worry that I have, and we were talking about this before we went on the air, the only worry I have about it is, like, the way that they keep describing it makes me think that it's going to be goofy.
Yeah.
And that worries me. Because this is a thing that they do often with Captain Marvel. Like, they've done it in the cartoons a lot, too. Where, like, because he's a kid in an adult's body, they make him doofy. Like, or
because there's the two classic versions of how he's done.
Yeah.
There's the one where, and this is the more often one that they use, which I kind of wish they'd use the other one.
Yeah.
The more often one is he's the kid, but then when he transforms, he's in the adult body, but he still has the mind of the child.
Yeah.
In other ones, in the more classic versions, there have been where the Captain Marvel personality and everything is its own entity.
Yeah.
So when he changes, it's almost like a complete separate thing. Like, he references the kid, almost as like a host body type thing. So think of it as like Thor and Donald Blake.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, so I think it's interesting to see which one they go with. I think they'll probably do the one where he's more of the kid's mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I worry about it. They're trying to make it overly goofy. Because when they're talking about it, they're like, it's big, meets a superhero movie. And I'm like, yeah, kind of. But that doesn't lead me to believe that you're taking it seriously at all. Like, it sounds like they're basically saying this is a comedy.
And I wonder if they're just using big because it's the only other, like, movie relevance of, like, a kid becoming an adult type thing. So, I don't know. I'm going to wait till I see a trailer.
Yeah.
Before I make, you know, like, even an inkling of oh, shit, and stuff like that. Because so far they've realized some of what works and what doesn't. They've realized that super serious doesn't always, doesn't really work. They realized with, like, Wonder Woman, a good little sprinkling of some fucking comedy and some lightheartedness, that works. Mm-hmm. We saw it in the Justice League movie. You know, there was some funny moments. Like, the parts that people really loved in Justice League are, you know, the moments of, like, badass action and lighthearted funniness and stuff. People love The Flash. They love Momoa. Stuff like that. So I think they've realized they're starting to, you know, kind of capitalize a little, like, okay, this works. This doesn't necessarily, you know. So, we'll see.
Well, I hope so. I really do. Like, I have high hopes for it.
I do too.
And it's a character that I love very much. So, like, I'm really excited for it. Pacific Rim Uprising came out this weekend. Mm-hmm. And it did about what we would expect.
Yeah.
Domestically, it did $28 million, which it was number one. It finally took down Black Panther. But Black Panther's already made almost $700 million domestically. So
Just domestically.
But then internationally, it did 150. So this is exactly the same pattern that we saw with the first Pacific Rim, is that here, and with Warcraft too, here it's not going to make the money, but overall it does very well. So I'm glad for that. Like, I still do want to go see it very badly.
Oh yeah, I do too. And I think this time when they made it, they knew what they were getting.
Yeah,
this time.
no, totally.
They knew that they were, because I feel like they played it up a little bit more to the overseas market.
Yeah, I would say so too. And they also didn't spend a lot of extra money on actors this time. Mm-hmm. Like, the only people coming back from the original, I think, were Charlie Day and the British scientist.
No, and Mariko.
Oh, did she? I didn't see her in any of the trailers. Like,
yeah, she was in it.
But they brought in John Boyega to take
the main spot, because there's no Charlie Hunnam and no Idris Elba because he dies in the first one. Mm-hmm. But
he plays. I'm sorry. Scott Eastwood's in it.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much the two known, like, the bigger actors.
Yeah.
Is Scott Eastwood and Boyega.
And Boyega also partially produced it, too.
Mm-hmm. Because apparently he was a really big fan of the first one.
Exactly.
So,
so I'm very interested in seeing it. I'm glad it at least did well enough to get some noise here, too. Yeah. And I'm sure it's one of those that'll also sit there and be more of a sleeper, too.
Yeah. I know a bunch of people that were excited.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited for action figures.
Oh, God.
I need more kaiju.
More kaiju.
More kaiju figures.
Although NECA's not doing them this time, from what I saw.
Fuck!
Yeah, so I don't know what they're going to end up looking like. There's a lot of stuff out for the Avengers movie, like a lot of merch out for that stuff, and some of it looks great, and some of it's fucking awful.
Looks like fucking flaming doo-doo.
But there is a Stormbreaker axe, the hammer or whatever that you want.
I'll be getting that, motherfuckers.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I just want to say that I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. I don't remember if we watched it in time for the last show or not.
I think we may have.
We may have.
Because I've ranted about how the fuck.
Yeah, okay, then we definitely talked about it last time.
Because I ranted about that shit.
It didn't suck, but it sucked.
I'm going to go ahead and say, though, Black Panther, again, awesome.
I watched the fucking live-action Beauty and the Beast the other night, and I did not expect to like it as much as I did, but I really did.
Yeah, and now he's telling me I need to watch it.
I really do think it's worth watching. Like, I don't know. Like, it really just... It surprised me.
I'll have to wait when I'm not in, like... deep in the thralls of season 2 of Into the Badlands.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a hard little, like, shift there. Like, hold on, we're going from fucking straight badass, fucking wushu ass-kicking, fucking gore to...
The only problem I have with it...
Poops like Gaston,
It's the same fucking problem I had as a kid with the fucking cartoon. They're all French. Why is one character have a French accent? No one else has a French accent. But they're all in France, and they're supposed to be French. Yeah. You're supposed to assume that they're just speaking French, but we're hearing it as English. But one character has a French accent.
Which one is it?
Lumiere.
Yeah, he's the only one.
He's the only one in the animated.
Cogsworth
and the
always
only
sounds
one.
British.
Yes,
why is Cogsworth
supposed to be British? That's the thing.
Yeah.
But like, and Mrs. Potts is supposed to be British too. But like, why in the flying fuck does one guy have an accent? This does not make sense. And it's Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
he's not. He's fucking Scottish. And you're gonna hear a Scottish person butcher a French accent? You'll have fun with that. Because he sounds Mexican.
What the? So Scottish.
So apparently, when you're French Scottish,
accent, you do a French accent.
Yeah, it comes out Mexican. Latino. Like,
good to know. If I ever have a Scottish guy, and I'm like, shit, I need a Mexican accent. Do French.
Luke Evans is fucking amazing, and Josh Gad, like as Gaston and LeFou, like. Never has more casting been perfect. Like, Luke Evans is absolutely fucking brilliant. The guy who plays the Beast is really good, too. I don't know. His name's Dan Stevens or something like that. I'm not familiar with him, but he's in a bunch of shit.
Okay.
Like, I really have to pull it up, because, like, when I pulled him up, I was like, oh, well, he's in a bunch of stuff, but I've never heard of him. But that's just more because, like, I guess the stuff he's in I just didn't watch. Dan Stevens. He's from Downton Abbey. For one thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But he's a blonde dude with a beard and stuff. He's in the Legion show. He was in The Man Who Invented Christmas, the Charles Dickens movie. Kill Switch, Beauty and the Beast. He was in that Colossal movie with the kaiju where she's controlling it and shit.
Yeah.
He was in that one. He was Lancelot in Night at the Museum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff, like, just not stuff that I would watch, necessarily, so, yeah. But he was actually pretty great. I had a problem with, like, before I saw the movie, I had a problem with the way the Beast looked, too, because this was your biggest complaint.
Doesn't look like the Beast!
And in all honesty, it looks better in the movie than it does in the trailers. I don't know, like, how to describe
Which is really stupid. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. But it looks good, and it looks similar enough to, I think, like, the design choice is similar enough to the way they did it in the animated. The only thing is he doesn't really have that, like, jaw that comes out with the teeth.
Yeah.
But
the French version that came out at the same time does. So I'm like...
And they actually did want to do it practically.
They're all French in that movie.
Yeah, from like what I saw, they did want to do it practically, but like when they did tests and stuff, like it just wasn't enough movement.
Yeah, probably.
Facially and stuff, so they
because his movement in the movie is very would be hard to do.
Yeah, I mean it's very like feral and bestial and stuff, and like he has this really great thing, like he's fighting these big ass white wolves. You'd enjoy that very much.
I've had it.
So, but yeah, like if you're a fan of the cartoon, like you will get a lot of service out of this. Like it really is very cool. It's very like a loving tribute to it and being.
How did what's her face do?
Hermione.
Hermione.
She's very good for that part. Like I'm not a fan of hers necessarily. But she's a serviceable actress, and she did fine in the part. Like, she doesn't have a lot to do, really, though. Like, yeah, she's a main character, but, like, she's kind of, like, the female lead kind of main character. Like, where she doesn't have all that much to do. Like, she's part of the story.
Yeah, which is interesting, because in the animated...
Yeah, I mean, like, she's very much the main character, but it's weird. Like, a lot of times she's basically reacting to shit that's happening.
No, okay.
Because, like...
Very much more like Alice in the Wonderland.
Well, yeah, when you think about it, like, in the thing, like, that's what she's doing in the original, too. She's mostly reacting to, like, the fucking, people in the things in the house doing shit.
Yeah.
And, like, there is stuff with her, but a lot of it is... Gaston is much more of a presence than she is.
Yeah.
Like, he's very villainous, and, like, Kevin Kline plays her father, and he does a great job. I always love him, though.
Yeah,
but yeah, a lot of it is very much like about Gaston and like his awfulness and shit, and like a lot about the beast and the inanimate objects themselves and shit. Like, I don't know, it was very good. It was very engaging. Like, I stayed awake through it, and I was very tired.
I mean, I'm willing to watch it because at least hopefully it's better than the fucking Jungle Book.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
I have seen that, and I was not impressed.
Well, I mean, if you get bored, you can watch the Stormy Daniels interview.
Apparently, she goes in depth.
Oh, so in depth. Apparently,
in depth.
All you Trump fans out there, she apparently spanked him with like a fucking Newsweek with his picture on it, and then he told her that she reminded him of his daughter. Mm-hmm. That's creepy. What's up,
I'm not surprised.
Hey there, porn star. I'm about to put my sad wiener into. You remind me a lot of my daughter.
Bare sad wiener in there, because that was the other thing.
Bareback that shit.
Bareback the fucking porn star.
I'm like, you're a porn star. You should kind of know better than that. Like,
well, I mean, on her end, I think she was like, whatever, I'm getting barebacked by fucking Trump, whatever. Because in the end, Trump was the one that barebacked the fucking porn star. So I love the reaction that, like, apparently his wife's having, where she basically is just like, I'm just gonna focus on being a good mom. And I'm like, that's because if you say one fucking word, you're getting deported.
He's gonna replace you with another one and be like, who's Melania? She's been here the whole time.
This is Melania.
She's been here the whole time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure that's not the same person. Yeah, it's totally the same
have
person.
you ever thought it possible that the first wife could get deported? Because I guarantee it could possibly happen.
We found out Melania was the one who was colluding with Russia. We've deported her.
Oh, dude, he'll throw anyone under that bus. Anyone.
So yeah, that was a thing.
That is a thing.
But I think we are. Let's see where we at.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah, hour and 45 minutes. I think it's probably time to cut it. So let's chill it out.
All
right. So if you like what you heard this week on the Basement Fodder Podcast, you can of course find us at our network home of digitalnerdage.com or our website, thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter and Tumblr, weirdly enough still, at Basement Fodder. You can find us on Facebook under a plethora of things, but mainly Todd Dave, which is me, and Dave of Basement Fodder, Dave Basement of Doom, which is you.
Yep.
You can also find all of our pages on there. The Basement Fodder Podcast, the Todd Files in, of course. It came from the queue. I will be taking time off between the old job and the new job, so if you guys are custom fans, you'll probably be seeing some new work here soon, which is the first time in over a year that I've actually gotten to do any. So that's exciting. And that's pretty much it. Let's see, I don't think we have anything major coming up. With the next Jim and Dan show, I think, is in June.
Yeah.
Free Comic Book Day is May 5th, but I haven't heard anything about that yet. So
may or may not be involved in that. I think that's about it. We're looking into planning things. There's a Ring of Honor show that's coming on April 14th, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Columbus, and Cody Rhodes is headlining, and I really, really want to go, and I think we're going to try to.
And then do some talky about that.
Yeah, because that would be great, actually, because I know...
Taking your job, Jay?
Yeah, our boss is going to be going. Well, my almost not boss anymore.
Yeah.
My friend Brandon, he's going to be going,
Brandon,
He's going to go with us, too, I think.
Sweet.
So, like, maybe he'll come and do the show afterwards with us. Have a little round table action. I've always wanted to go to an ROH show. I've done WWE shows, but I've never done an ROH show.
A little boozy.
Why not boozy? Under the influence of green plants. Never know.
Smokables, drinkables. Who knows?
Drinkables. Schmorkables.
That's the way it is.
But until next time, I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
And until next time, the Nook is closed.
Later, bitches.